Merrick Garland should have, and you've heard George Conway say this too. The minute he was sworn in March, he should have said, geez, I was just, nominated by a Democratic president, and Donald Trump was the opposition party. I'm going to appoint a special counsel to, first of all, look at the blueprint that Merrick Garland gave us. And secondly, ask everybody, what else are they investigating about him? Instead, we get, Bill Barr supposedly, push these things aside. That's why they didn't bring the hush money case, right? That's why they didn't, now we're finding out that's why they didn't bring the Egypt case. And, people are defending Merrick Garland by saying, oh, it's this guy, Mike Sherwin. And he didn't report this up to him. He didn't brief him on it. You know what? Fuck that. The buck stops at the top. You don't ask people from the corrupt Trump administration to voluntarily brief you.
Right. Hey, was this okay?
What?
You can't just go, hey, was this thing okay? You've got to actually make them answer the question.
And Merrick let the statute of limitations run. The piece, my most fun piece that I wrote was talking about how Garland had his Tylenol moment. Like that, the Justice Department had poison in it. And just to act like we're just going to pretend like everything is not corrupt and we want to have we want a neutral, respectable Justice Department. You don't do that when there's cronies who have covered shit up there. And okay, so I obviously think he was a bad pick. And I think right now the story they could be telling is, what the fuck, Merrick Garland? Why did the statute of limitations run on these cases? But they're not. So maybe the Washington Post doesn't want to go there because at the end of the day, it's not just Bill Barr, it's him too.
Yeah, I think that, I'm hopeful that when Kamala Harris is wins the presidency, that the Justice Department, without becoming a political arm, actually has an AG who believes that we've got to clean this shit up. Because we have gone through a decade in our politics where the overt corruption of Donald Trump has been a moment-to-moment feature of everything. And this Egypt case, people have to remember, this Egypt case goes back to 2016, before he was president.
Right.
While he had won, but was not sworn in, and is literally taking bribes before he's president.
And by the way, that does still, if you know anything about 18 U.S.C. 201, which I'm sure you have.
I'm very familiar with it.
Right.
We talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
It makes criminal. It's a federal statute criminalizing bribery and gratuity of public officials who are federal public officials. By the way, gratuity is still against the law under this statute, despite what everyone says when they misread that one Supreme Court case. But anyhow, and this statute defines what a public official is, and it does include someone who would be in the interregnum period. So there'd be no trouble bringing a case like this. So yeah. And of course, even the Supreme Court's immunity decision, which you're nodding your hat to, would not affect that. But yeah, I could have a rage attack when I think about this. He was the wrong guy for that job,